blog as a place for them to share their story with the world. But the thing was, it was my voice sharing their story. My students needed their own voice. And that led me to searching the internet to find qibla, the individual student platform. And each and every one of my grade 1 students were given their own blogs. For the first time in their lives, they had a place to share their learning with the world, and they liked it. This student really likes Minecraft, and so she wrote a blog post about Minecraft and asked a few questions. Together, we decided we would share it onto Twitter so others could learn from her as well. And then, she was blown away by the number of people that wanted to hear her story. And in my room, we know that using social media is a two-way communication. So she took the time to read and respond to each and every one of her comments. But her favorite was that one from her mom. We started our school year with one simple tweet. This is what it looks like outside of our classroom window. What does it look like outside of yours? And we waited. And you know what? We waited and the world responded. We had tweets from all over the world, Australia, New Zealand, India, each sharing a little part of their world with us. It brought huge curiosity to my students and they were eager to learn more. But the most fascinating tweet of all was the one that came from a class in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, because they had no windows. But instead of asking me why they had no windows, they went to Twitter for their answers. Their learning had purpose. And you see, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. So why wouldn't we use all opportunities we have to break down our classroom walls and learn with the world? Age is irrelevant. My students are 6 and 7, but it doesn't matter. They too deserve to learn with the world. My students use Twitter to have a purpose and audience for their literacy learning. They've created hashtags such as Santa's Secrets, or tweeted the voice of fairy tale characters, and they've invited other children along. It helps them learn that there are other kids learning alongside of them. My children also know that learning is global. When we were studying 2- and 3-dimensional shapes, they created a 3D shapes hashtag and tweeted clues about shapes. Other children responded to their tweets and they responded to theirs. During data collection, we used Twitter to collect it. More recently, we connected with an author named Elise Scrabble after reading the story, The Rat. So instead of doing a pen and paper follow-up activity, my students actually tweeted to her, and she's so awesome because she took the time to read and respond to every one of their tweets. But more importantly than that, she created this illustration and tweeted it to us, which is the main character in the story talking to my students. Talk about giving my students power and voice and an authentic reason to learn. In my classroom, we also use video conferencing a fair bit because we know that there are kids around the world learning similar and different things than us. Here, we're working with Lika DeGret's class in Iowa. We're doing a reader's theater to practice our reading. Here, we're learning with Mrs. Cassidy's class in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. We're playing Guess My Number, asking questions back and forth. We know that learning is social, and we don't need to just be social within the walls of our classroom. Learning is global. So when your audience is real, your work has purpose, and tools such as blogs or Twitter or video conferencing are all ways to let the world into your classroom and to let you out of your classroom to learn to the world. But the thing is, things don't always go as planned. Sometimes our calls get dropped, or we're really excited to tweet to an author who never responds back, but we learn just as much from the expected as we do from the unexpected. Because the reality is we have an entire world to learn with, and whether it be in one of those conferences, learning with having a social world to learn with is cool. Because young or old, you're never too young to learn with the world. Thank you.